What's going on, everyone? Today I want to walk you guys through what we call a bird blues. It is a blues, but it was put together by Charlie Parker, who wanted to have a little bit more going on harmonically underneath for him to improvise over. So we'll be in the key of F today, and we are going to start off by looking at what your traditional blues is going to look like. So in a traditional blues, first and foremost, every chord is dominant. So we have a dominant 1 chord, in this case F7. We have a dominant 4 chord, B flat 7, and a dominant chord that's native to the key, which in this case would be C7. Okay? And we typically see 4 bars of a 1 chord, 2 bars of the 4 chord, 2 bars of the 1 chord, a bar of the 5 chord, a bar of the 4 chord, and then some variation on a bar of 1, a bar of 5. Altogether, that would sound like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's our typical blues progression. What Charlie Parker did was he took the overall destinations in the progression and created series of 2/5s to get from point A to point B. So for instance, in the beginning, we see the, first and foremost, we see the 1 chord being turned into not a dominant chord. So I'll be subbing it out for a 6/9 chord. So I'll play F6/9. And then he says, okay, my 4 chord is my next destination. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a series of 2/5s to get there. So we go from the key of F down a half step, and we play a 2/5 to the relative minor of F, which is D minor. So we play E minor 7 flat 5, A7 to the D minor. As soon as he lands on the D minor, he considers D minor now a new 2, and we play a 2/5 in C. So we have D minor 7 to G7. And then we're going to resolve it to the C, but he does it once more, and now C is the C minor 7, which is the 2, F7 now is the 1. So we also kind of have a little secondary dominant here. We can think of the 1 chord now being a dominant chord, so that's what we would call a 5/7 of 4, and we finally land on the 4 chord. So he does this 2 times, so that's time number 1. So we have this 2/5 series that brings us to the 4 chord, and then he turns the 4 chord into a 2 chord now and plays a 2/5 in the key of A flat. So we got B flat minor 7 to E flat 7. He does not go to the A flat. He then just creates a chromatic walk down. Now he plays A minor 7 to D7, which is a 2/5 in the key of G, and then A flat minor 7 to D flat 7, which is a 2/5 in the key of G flat, until he finally gets to the 2/5 in the original key. He stretches these out into what we call a long form 2/5, meaning that the 2 chord has its own bar, the 5 chord has its own bar, and so we have 2 chord, 5 chord, and then we have an extended turnaround that we would call a 3/6-2/5. So we have the A minor 7 is the 3 chord in the key of F, the D7 is the dominant 6 chord that points us to the G minor 7, which is the 2 chord. Finally, to the C7 is the 5 chord that points us back to 1. Okay, so as opposed to a traditional blues, that will sound like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. And that is a bird blues. So that is the standard progression that he followed for a bird blues. It offers just some more interesting harmonic choices for improvisation. And it is with that in mind that I've written a little etude over a tune called Blues for Alice, which is one of his most famous examples of a bird blues. So I will include that along with this video in a PDF form for you to download if you like. And check it out. Let me know what you think. Cheers.